Hey, it's your girl Tiffany Bino, and you're watching my interview on Amplified Exposure Live with the one and only Teresa B.
Man, it's like 1934.
Good afternoon, Facebook. This is your girl Teresa B coming to you live and direct from Amplified Exposure Live. And today I have my wonderful guest, Miss Luenell. She is the queen of comedy, and she's been rolling for years. So for those of you that are out there in La La Land, TV Land, and Roku Land, listen up, because we have 30 plus minutes of goodness and comedy. She came on today not just because she's the baddest chick in the comedy game, but she came on today because she likes me. Hey, Miss Luann, how you doing?
And because I support Black business and because I support Black women especially.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, not everybody.
Thank you for coming on my show today. I have been watching you since I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. I love everything you do. I support everything you do. And God bless you in all your future endeavors. So let's get started. We got all these live videos going on from your Instagram, my Instagram, YouTube, everybody out there. You can go ahead and leave comments if needed. She is willing to ask some questions.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the first question will come from me, of course. I want to know, when did you realize that comedy was going to be your life? At what age did you start?
Well, I actually started in the theater first before I ever did stand-up. And then shortly after doing stand up a little bit, I started working in television in Oakland, California for the SoBe Television Network. I don't think that, I didn't know that it was going to be my life. I hoped that it could be my life. I wished that it could be my life, but we didn't know it because actually when I started, there was no Comic View, there was no Def Jam, there was not a bunch of Black people on TV, there wasn't a Martin. I mean, they were on, but they weren't on doing comedy, and they definitely weren't on doing explicit comedy. So I didn't know that it was going to be my life, because the most that we would get back when I started, like $50, $25, maybe a drink, maybe some chicken, and you can't make a life off of that. So I was not doing it actually to make it be my life, even though that's what I wanted. I was doing it because it's what I loved doing, and I was really good at it.
Yeah. So I noticed that you started in 1978 on a cable show. How did you get into that?
Well, that's the show I was just talking about. The SoBe, that was the station I was just talking about, where I did multiple shows. The station was the SoBe Television Network in Oakland, California. That's where I had previously was saying. And I got into it because the owner, Chuck Johnson, sent for me. And he had different shows on his station, and he was filming some commercials as well. So he wanted me for a commercial, and that's how we met. And then got such good response from the commercials, and he gave me a little show where we would, be a VJ back when you had to put the VHS tape in the thing to play it even on television. So anyway, that's how that started.
So I noticed that like MC Hammer and some other people also came from that show. Did you get a chance to actually meet those individuals?
Yes, I met, mostly everybody that was an artist that came out of Oakland the time that I was in Oakland and in Oakland living. And yes, I interviewed, lots of them, because we're like friendly. And Oakland's sort of like cliquish, just like anywhere, just like Baltimore, just like Mississippi, got to do cliques, and musical and artistic clique in Oakland pretty tight. So I got to interview mostly everybody.
Okay. And how did you get hooked up with Eddie Murphy? I know you did some things with him prior to coming to America. How did you actually meet him?
Well, I've been knowing Eddie for many years because I was friendly with his brother Charlie Murphy. May he rest in peace. Charlie was, great on his own. It took him a long time to get from that Eddie Murphy's brother handle to really be Charlie Murphy. And, being on Chappelle's show helped, of course. And him being on Black Jesus was great. And so I knew Eddie from different premieres. When he did Norbit, I was at the premiere because I was Charlie's guest. And we would club in some of the same clubs sometimes. So I already had a picture of me and Eddie in the living room when I got to audition for Dolomite Is My Name. Then the fact that I auditioned did you see Dolomite?
I did not see Dolomite. I watched some of the clips today, but I didn't see that version of Dolomite.
Okay, that's a check. That's one. Anyway, Dolomite Is My Name. I had to audition 7 times for the part. I had got 7 callbacks for the part of this character that you will see if you ever watch it, named Lady Reed, Queen Bee. But I didn't get that part. They gave that part to another fine actress named Divine Joy Randolph, but they didn't want to get rid of me. So that's how I ended up playing Eddie's aunt in the movie, which you will see if you ever watch the movie. Then, because I had the good relationship with Eddie and the director, and that director had directed me in Dolomite. He was also doing Coming to America, Craig Brewer. I didn't have to audition. Craig just wanted me in the movie, and that's how I ended up being in that.
Okay, so lesson learned. I'm going to go watch Dolomite tonight.
Well, I mean, you don't have to ever watch it, but if you're going to interview somebody in it, you might want to watch it. Some film, in the future. Just a little tidbit.
Just a little tidbit, yeah. Thank you. You helping me out here.
So you don't get caught off guard and look all stupid and shit. Yeah. Yes, you need to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So you spent a lot of time in Vegas. How did you get started on the Vegas circuit? I noticed that there were some videos out about everything just going to a complete stop because of the pandemic. But how long were you doing Vegas shows?
Well, I had a guy that I used to do comedy for who started promoting in the SLS Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. And I got a chance to start a little residency there when there was a week of like Eddie Griffin would do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Eddie Griffin would do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monique was doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I did Sunday. So that's how I first started my residency in Las Vegas. Then after that ended, my agent, who is a gangster, who is also from Oakland, that's my girl, Tamara Goins from Innovative Artist Management. Tamara Goins, being my homegirl, went to bat for me in Las Vegas, and I guess knew that Jimmy Kimmel was opening a comedy club. So she went there, and she ended up talking them into letting me have Sunday nights at 10 o'clock. So I did that for almost a year at the Kimmel's Comedy Club. Then, of course, the quarantine came, shut down not just our show, but every, other hotel and casino in Las Vegas. But I'm looking forward to going back, and I think I might be going back in July. I'm hoping and praying for that, because on 4th of July weekend, comeback celebration in Vegas, like you couldn't ask for anything more. Have you been to Las Vegas?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you like it?
I did. I went for my birthday, actually, this year, for the very first time.
This year?
Mm-hmm.
When was your birthday?
February 26th.
Oh, okay. You just went.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. All right.
Yeah, well, I had a good time.
Come back. I hope I'm there when you go back.
Yeah, the hotel that you performed in, Link, when I got there, they were actually closed because that's where I was supposed to stay.
Oh.
So yeah, I hope they open back up as well. And
ooh, okay. Yeah, that's good to know. Okay.
Yeah. So I noticed that you appeared in Heart of the City with Kevin Hart. How was it like working with him?
Well, I worked with Kevin. We've made like 4 movies together and did his television show, Real Husbands of Hollywood. And, I was in Think Like a Man 1 and 2. And we did another movie called it was by Russ Parr. Oh my gosh. What's the name of that movie? I forgot. Anyway, we did 2 other movies together too. And one was called School Dance. And that was pretty damn funny and had a lot of stars, a lot of comedic stars in it. And I forgot the name of the other movie, but I've been knowing Kevin for a long, long time, and he was doing the Heart of the City would get up and coming comics from different cities, and they would have a comedian from that city who was, who had made it, come and be like a mentor to those cats. And so I really enjoyed doing that because I'm always looking for a way to represent my town and let them know that I may be in LA, but I'm still, very much East, West, and North Oakland. But Kevin brought me because the guys that he had on that particular week were all from Oakland. So it brought me as a surprise, and that was fun.
Yeah. So I noticed about the movies that you just spoke of. I had them all on my list. I wanted to read all of them off, and I'm going to do that before the end of the show. But Funny Women of a Certain Stage on Showtime.
Funny Women of a Certain Age.
Certain age. Okay, I got stage.
It's Funny Women of a Certain Age.
Okay, how was that on Showtime, and how long did that? Was that a series, or was that just one particular show?
That was a special in a series of specials of funny women who are of a certain age, like 50, 60, some 70, some 48, but grown women and different ones, Black ones, gay ones, straight ones, all different kind of women. It was filmed in Brooklyn. And the episode I did had the nanny, the lady who played the nanny, Fran Drescher. She hosted it. And it was on Showtime, I think. And so that was a really good experience because I love New York and I like meeting other chick comics and stuff.
Okay, cool. I'm going to read off some of the stuff that I had. Let's see. The Middle, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Head Case, Chocolate News, The Tony Rock Project, just to name a few. And on the big screen, you appeared in Oscar-nominated films such as A Star is Born, directed by Bradley Cooper, and starring Cooper and Lady Gaga. Ooh, Lady Gaga. You got a chance to meet her? How was that?
I've worked with her twice.
Wow. Tell me about that, because I would love to know how she is in the real world.
Lady Gaga and Beyonce made a video called Telephone. And I got to be in that video. So you can't hardly see me, but I did voiceover for the video as well. I was a voice coming out of the radio, and I was a voice in the jail. So I got to meet and hang out with Gaga that day, and meet and hang out with Beyonce too. And Beyonce didn't touch anybody on the set, and nobody touched her. But she reached out and shook my hand when she met me, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was amazing. And so I did that with Lady Gaga, and then did also A Star is Born. It was nice. She's cool. She was cool as a fan.
Wow. Okay. I know that's a big one. Let me see. What else? Spring Breakdown?
Yeah.
All About Steve.
Right.
Think Like a Man. Think Like a Man 2. Taken. You did Taken 2.
Mm-hmm. With Liam Neeson.
How was that? I saw Taken 1, but I didn't get to see Taken 2. Don't.
I won't roast you about that either. Well, Liam Neeson is a major movie star, and just to be me, we filmed it out of DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, on La Brea in Los Angeles. And I'm like, I come up and down the street all the time. I'm standing over here with Liam Neeson now, so that was really cool. And another thing about doing that movie is the whole crew was French. So only a few people spoke English. Everybody else was speaking in French. And the next day, everybody was flying to Paris. I didn't get to go because I filmed that day and was done. Damn it.
Okay. All right. Let me see what else you got going on here. Hotel Transylvania and its sequel, 2.
Yes.
As well as the hip hop cut circuit cult classic, Never Die Alone.
Yeah, with DMX.
Okay, so you actually got to work with DMX.
Mm-hmm.
May he rest in peace. And how was that experience?
It was great. I know that some people have experiences that weren't great with him, but I didn't. He was great. The movie is really, really gangster, and it's a Donald Goines book that was made into a film. You'd have to be of a certain age to even know who Donald Goines is. or Dolomite for that matter. But we also have shared some personal time, not during the movie, like later. And I was able to go to the studio and all that kind of stuff. And me and my husband hung out with him for a whole night. He was a cool dude, very, very cool, very loving.
He will definitely be missed. So tell me about the experience with Rihanna. You became a brand ambassador.
Yes, I'm a Savage X Fenty lingerie ambassador for Rihanna's Savage X Fenty lingerie line. And that's a long story. I don't feel like going into it, but basically we have a mutual friend, and they called me on FaceTime with them, and then her and I got to talk on the phone, and things just happened. So I've been doing it now for about 7 months.
Oh, okay.
And I got to be in the Savage X Fenty lingerie fashion show that was on Amazon Prime, and it probably still is. Volume 2.
Okay. So tell me, how is coming to America? I always want to say Coming to America too. How is Coming to America doing?
It is Coming to America with the number 2. That's the the second one. Did you see the first one?
I did.
I was about to have to tear your ass if you had not seen the first one. It's been out for 33 fucking years. I was like, okay, yeah, it was amazing. It was wonderful. I prefer to be, just to be quite frank, I prefer to work with Black crews these days, since I've worked with white crews all my career. Or the greatest thing would be mixed crews, Latinos and everybody. I prefer to work with multicultural crews than all white cast and crew. That's just me. And I've said it, and I don't care who hears it. I'll work for anybody. But if I had my druthers, I'd rather work with, some of my people, and to work with everybody that was such an icon to me, from James Evans, who, John Amos and James Earl Jones, and then to work with Shari Headley and Vanessa Bell Calloway and Tracy Morgan and Eddie and Arsenio, on the Tyler Perry lot, which of course is owned by Black man Tyler Perry, and to go past all the sound stages every day for Whoopi Goldberg and Will Smith and Oprah Winfrey and Halle Berry, and to work on those grounds, it meant a lot as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. So as an African American woman and being in the industry for so long, can you tell us about some experiences that were really, really good that you had in Hollywood? And if you want to elaborate on anything that kind of shocked you when you were in Hollywood.
Well, first of all, nothing shocks me. Okay, nothing. I've seen so much. I still get shocked every now and then, but it takes a lot. So, a really, really good experience, of course, was doing Coming to America, because I can't top that yet, even though right now I am on Netflix, because Jamie Foxx's new show, Dad Stop Embarrassing Me, started, I think, like last night or something. And I'm in the first episode. So that's on Netflix, like I said. And that's always fun to work with Jamie. And that's a multicultural cast and crew. And that was super fun. But, and then one of the worst experiences, well, Borat was pretty radical, I gotta say. Do you know about the movie Borat?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
It was pretty hard to do. It was pretty nerve-wracking. Even though, I got nominated for the Oscar twice and made goo gobs of money. It was pretty treacherous to do, because we had to go to Romania. I live in Cali. I don't know nothing about no Romania. What's up with this food? All kind of shit was going on. So that was kind of one of the most treacherous experiences I had.
Okay, yeah. Is there a lot of competition in Hollywood when it comes to getting these roles as far as comedians is concerned? I know I've heard some of the actresses kind of really go to battle for parts. Did you have any problems when you would go
No,
for?
yes, it's definitely yes, it's definitely competition in, I think, everything in life. So there's definitely competition in Hollywood because everybody wants to be the next big motherfucking thing and all that shit. And me too. But there's a lot that I am glad that I don't have to deal with because I get mobbed sometimes, but I don't get mobbed. Like a Michael B. Jordan or somebody like that, or a Cardi or somebody that people really really go nuts and love. They can't do nothing. So I still have a lot of just regular life that I'm happy for, and I got regular family that don't really give a shit. They take it or leave it. I'm still gonna be their auntie, their sister, and all that type of stuff. And I don't see how I don't know what people do to uh, come back to go to bat for a role other than just be you. Like I don't know what I would do to, try to get a role as opposed to, well, what would I do other than just be the best, do the best audition, be the best you, be somebody people want to be around, people want to fuck with, and do that. I don't know what else you would do, because if it is an audition, if you're going out on a level playing field like everybody else, the only thing you can do is do the best work. Of course, I guess there's still hoes out there that, and I'm talking about the men, talking about the directors that would let a girl, floss and flaunt and give her a role or something like that. I guess that's always going to be in the business too. But I haven't had that problem. Ain't nobody been asking me to get on the casting couch. I just get it because I'm, who the fuck I am. I would have got on it too. Shit.
There's a lot of hoes out there. A lot of hoes.
And I'm not talking about the girls. Shit.
Exactly. Is there anyone out there that you would want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Yeah, I want to work with Robert De Niro. Because he's the goat, and he liked black women. So I would want to work with him. And as far as women go, I think I might be too intimidated to work with Angela Bassett, but I would love to work with Angela Bassett. But I might be intimidated to do that. I might be so fucking fangirl out that I might not be able to concentrate and do my shit, So I'll think of somebody else that might be a little more accessible later.
So I know you have a YouTube series that is sweeping the nation, because I say sweeping the nation because you have like millions of people watching your every time you go put something on YouTube, it's like pooms, like 90,000 something people that have watched it within minutes. How did you get started with the concept?
Well, Corona had hit, it had shut our shows down, and I had been doing Instagram Live, but Flame Monroe, who is a comedian that Tiffany Haddish had on the series They Ready that she had for, I think it was for Netflix. And Flame is the one who said, Luenell, you sitting at home, you ought to do a YouTube show. And I was like, I don't know how to do YouTube. I'm OG. I'm like, Facebook, Instagram, everything else makes me nervous. But I said, well, I don't know. And so my friend just turned it on one day and I just started talking, but I had experience from working back at Soul Beat when I was in Oakland. So I just started talking. The first episode I did, I was just sitting on the couch. But then the next week we got a ring light, and the next week we got a sound thing, and the next week we got a mic, and it just built. And then I got a whole studio now. And I really like doing it. It gave me something to do every Wednesday. It gave me a reason to put on makeup again, as you can get in a real rut of just wearing your drawers and a t-shirt in a Corona shutdown, Yeah. But and I like staying interactive with the folk. And it's called Hey Luenell, HeyLuenell, Hey Luenell. It comes on every Wednesday. I just actually finished it right before this interview with you. And it comes on 3 to 4 p.m. live Pacific Standard Time, and 5 to 6 in the Central, from 6 to 7 on the East Coast every Wednesday. But even if you don't watch it live, we archive it. You can always go back to Hey Luenell on YouTube and see today's show or any show.
Yeah, I saw a clip about you doing communion. I thought that was pretty funny. That started on, you have it as the top one for people to see when they come to your page. So go to her page if you haven't already and subscribe. So what's going on next for you? What's next in your career?
Well, after 2 more weeks of this physical therapy that I've been doing on my knee, because I'm actually in Texas, I live in LA, and I've been, I had a knee operation, so I've been having physical therapy. I got 2 more weeks of that. And after that, I go back to LA and I get ready to hit the road again. I've got 3 dates already. They're all in June. The first weekend in June, I will be at a club called Helium in Indianapolis. The first weekend in June. The second weekend, I'm going to be home because I think I have to film something. Then the third weekend of June, I'll be in Atlanta, in Norcross, Georgia, at the Atlanta Comedy Theater. That's the third weekend in June. And the last weekend in June, I'll be in St. Louis at yet another Helium Comedy Club. So it's Indianapolis, Atlanta, St. Louis, and that's June. Then I'll be posting on my website, HeyLuenell.com, and telling people on my IG and stuff the next places I'll be going back on the road.
Nice. I live in Atlanta, so I'll come out and support you.
Okay. Awesome. You know the club I'm talking about?
I do not. I just moved here in October.
From where?
From North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it's the one that a lot of people go to. It's the Atlanta Comedy Theater. It's in Norcross, so it's about 30 minutes outside of Atlanta.
Okay, it's not that far from me. I'm in Roswell, so Norcross is not that far. But I do surely appreciate you coming on my show and telling us all about your wonderful career and all the things that you've done. I thank you for supporting African American women and all of being a pro activist for African American businesses
and Latinas. I don't leave
Latinas.
So that's where it stops for me.
You are wonderful and a sweet soul, and I wish you the best in all that you do. Please be careful and be safe out there. Don't let Corona get you.
Don't let the Rona get you, right?
Don't let the Rona get you. So I'm gonna play a little video that we talked about earlier. Came on Hey Luenell, and then we will be signing out. Thanks to everyone that joined us. Good night.
Luenell, 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 Luenell on YouTube.
Here we are in Venice Beach at Muscle Beach to get some nutritional and exercise direction, and there's Haagen-Dazs right there and New York pizza down there, and I don't know how easy this is gonna be, but I'm gonna try it. But I'm hungry right now. How do you train for something like this? How did you grow up and say I'm gonna ride bikes like for hours at a time?
Pretty much they train a lot in the gym, get a lot of power, a lot of sprint work, and
You certainly have a lot of power. I can tell that.
We can show that later.
Lots of power, really?
Yeah.
How can I look like this by the weekend? Because I got somewhere to go, girl.
Plastic surgery.
Plastic surgery? I'm trying to tone myself up a little bit here, and I need some tips. You want to help me?
Yeah, you want to go down like this?
Yeah, let me try that, would you? How much weight will I lose if I just do chin and go home?
You got to do it about maybe 2 months.
3 months?
Yeah.
No, I just want to do it this weekend and be done with it. So what do we do? Let's do it.
All right, we're just gonna be nice and strong with your stomach and your legs, and just
My stomach is strong. See the muscle?
and then just slowly going down into a squat, and then back up, pushing that pelvis forward.
Push that pelvis forward. Let's do that again. Ooh. And push.
You look great.
I grew all this myself.
You look great.
You know what you got to do?
What?
Eat and lay immediately down.
Oh.
Like, how far down do you actually stick your finger down your throat? Does it? Like, how far down? Consider I have nails. How far should I go?
I use my middle finger.
Oh, you use your middle finger?
Yeah.
Like this? Oh! One more time. Ooh. Ah. Okay, I'm whooped. Wow, that was exhausting. How do you do this every day? This is murder.
Well,
Oh, my nails. Are you insane? Well, I have learned something today here on Venice Beach, people. I've learned that it's hard to go from here to here without proper nutrition and exercise and dedication. And I've learned those tools, and I'm going to put those into practice. Maybe tomorrow, because right now I'm starving to death. All that working out got me hungry. So I'm going to catch y'all later. And you tune in to see how I'm doing. But for right now, Earl Stevens wine in it. Shout out to E40.
Luenell.